This tutorial is for 3rd grade, Module 5, Lesson 18. In this lesson, we're going to use number lines to help us compare fractions. The directions say place the two fractions on the number lines, circle the fraction with the distance closest to 0, and then compare using greater than, less than, or equal to. In the first problem, we're comparing 1/4 to 3/4. You can see the number line has been divided into fourths between 0 and 1. That distance represents one whole, and there are 4 sections, each section representing 1/4. So this point would be the 1/4 mark, and this point would be the 3/4 mark. Since we're supposed to circle the fraction with the distance closest to 0, 1/4 has been circled because it's closer to 0 than 3/4. When we compare the fractions then, it tells me that 1/4 is less than 3/4 because it is closer to 0. I go on to question 2. I'm comparing 2/6 and 3/6. Again, I have a number line that's representing one whole. That whole has been divided into 6 equal sections. To find the 2/6 point, I would count over 2 of those sections. So this point is 2/6. To find 3/6, I need to count over 3 sections. So there's 1, 2, 3. So this point is 3/6. The 2/6 is closer to 0. So 2/6 is less than 3/6. We're going to do the same thing in the next 2 problems, but this time my denominators are different, so I'm going to plot them on different number lines. We'll first start by plotting 1/2 on the top number line. My 1 whole has been divided into 2 equal sections, so 1/2 would be right in the middle. Now I need to find 1/4. The bottom number line has been divided into 4 equal sections. This section represents 1/4. The 1/4 is closer to 0 than the 1/2. That means that 1/2 is greater than 1/4. And in question 4, I'm comparing 2/3 to 2/6. The top number line has been divided into thirds, so I'll count over 2 sections. That's 2/3. And the bottom number line has been divided into 6, and I'll count over 2 sections to show 2/6. The 2/6 is closer to 0, so 2/3 is greater than 2/6. We can use this type of comparison on a number line to solve word problems. This question says, Joanne and Lucy live down the street from their school. Joanne walks 5/6 miles, and Lucy walks 7/8 of a mile home from school every day. Use number lines to model how far each girl walks, and then answer the question, who walks the least, explaining how we know. So I'm going to start my answer statement below so I know what the goal of the question is. So I'm going to say blank walks less because, and we'll have to fill in the rest of that statement after we answer the question. Okay, so let's go back to our problem. We have Joanne who walks 5/6 of a mile. My top number line has been divided into 6, so I'm going to put a J here to represent Joanne, and we'll mark the 5/6 mile mark on that number line. So I count over 5 sections, and this point would represent 5/6 of a mile. And then Lucy, will give an L for the bottom number line, walks 7/8 of a mile, and we'll find that on the bottom number line. I'll count over 7 sections out of the 8 that make up the whole, and this point is 7/8 of a mile. The question is, who walks the least? Well, you'll see that the distances are very close to each other, but Joanne is a little bit closer to 0 than Lucy is. That means that Joanne walked less. So we'll say Joanne walks less because her distance is closer to 0.